Hello there, all Star Wars fans, and we're back to another episode of Bringing Balance today. And I'm not alone today. I have someone else with me.
Hello, I'm the gravy part of the NephilimGravy YouTube.
And today it's completely unscripted. So anything could happen, and we're doing a bit of a Q&A. And I don't know what I'm going to be asked, and you have no idea what you're being asked.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
So this should be pretty interesting. I'm going to let you go first with the first question.
Okay.
So take it away. It's all just Star Wars stuff, no trivia, just general questions about Star Wars.
I think I'm going to base most of my questions around the prequel era.
Oh, that's fine.
So that's, if I'm asking any of these questions, that's when it's going to be.
Okay.
So my first one would be, which Jedi do you think deserved more screen time?
Ooh. Interesting. So we're going for prequel era Jedi or just any Jedi in general?
I'd say prequel because there are so many if you are trying to go over everything.
And film screen time or including Clone Wars screen time?
Well, I would say including Clone Wars because some of them get, what, a second in the films?
Yeah, that's true. I think an interesting one. I mean, I'd want to say Kit Fisto, but we do see a lot of him.
I mean, he's
But he's
very
cool. Then I would have liked to have seen more of Luminara and her with Barriss to maybe see what kind of tipped Barriss' scales a bit more.
Well,
Because I don't think it would have been anything on the Master and Apprentice standpoint, because whilst Luminara may seem not that caring from the outside, she did care.
I'm gonna say
She was just prepared to let go should the time arrive. She'd mentally tried to prepare herself for that aspect.
when you think about it like that, it's quite sad, really.
Yeah.
That she's like, yeah, I can kind of, I'm not supposed to form an attachment. I've formed maybe some.
Yeah.
So obviously you do have an attachment whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But to restrain yourself, be like, I can't like this person too much because I'm gonna have to let them go. Like it's quite like ooh.
So I'd want to say those, but the one I think that should get more would probably have to be Oppo Rancesis, because
I don't even recognise that name.
that's fair enough. Just because he's an older council member, and I'd really love to see a fight scene with him.
Was he the one that Ahsoka talks to?
No, that's Master Snoopy. Oppo Rancesis is the only way I can describe him to you is he's the more snake-like guy.
Yeah. I think you've shown me a picture of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him for like 1 second.
You don't see him for long at all. I think he might have like 1 or 2 lines in the Clone Wars.
Oh.
That's about it. And you
Well,
see him for
go.
like 1 second as well in season 6, I think, when Obi-Wan's with Luminara and Ayla, and he's there as well.
Oh, okay.
You just see him then.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be an interesting character to see more of.
Yeah, if he only has like 1 line, even in Clone Wars, then yeah, that's fair enough. Your turn?
Yep, so what is your favourite Star Wars moment? You can pick 3 moments if it's too difficult to pick one.
Oh, well, what era are you basing it on?
Any. Just your favourite moment in general.
Oh, that is too broad.
That's why I said you can pick 3 moments.
Okay.
If
God, I'm trying to think of ones that are like really stick with me. I think, whoa. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew as soon as you asked me something, my mind would go blank.
Was there anything from, like, is there anything from the prequel era?
Well, that's I'm trying to go through.
Or
like
the TV shows, or...
Oh God, I wasn't even thinking of the TV shows. Oh man, my brain doesn't work as quickly as yours.
Any Clone Wars moments? I mean, there's a lot.
I mean, what was the question again? Sorry.
That's okay. So your favourite Star Wars moment can be 3.
Okay. Speaking of Kit Fisto,
yep.
I did. I'm pretty sure, isn't there a bit where he is fighting Grievous?
Yes.
Because I remember thinking that was really cool. I think it was when he was like in a kind of misty.
Ironically, I watched that fight again the other day. Picked it came up and I was like, I really enjoy that one.
But like, I thought he was really cool.
Yeah.
I really, really like. Yeah, because he's also being a different race.
Yeah.
Like, obviously prefer more alien races because they're more interesting.
Cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like some of the stuff that they can do compared to what humans can do. You think, oh, well, that's sick, you know? It's different. I'm trying to think of some other stuff, to be honest.
So we have Kit Fisto versus Grievous.
Yeah.
Good moment.
I thought that was really, really cool.
I like how he dissipates into the mist and then...
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I know there are scenes that I've watched and they always amaze me, but I can never remember which ones.
I mean, there's a lot of scenes to pick from.
Yeah. I just can't think of anything.
I mean, most people I think would say probably Battle of the Heroes or Duel of the Fates. Or...
To be fair, Duel of the Fates, I remember talking to you about it actually, not long ago.
With like the fate of the galaxy being on the line and
with
Qui-Gon.
The whole thing of that, but then I know that I always pay close attention to just after Qui-Gon's died and Obi-Wan rushes into the room.
Yeah.
It's how bloody fast they go, but it's like you can tell that he is not like, he's pure determination then.
Yeah.
Like he's dead set on, well, I don't even know if he knows that he wants to kill more or whatever, but he's dead set on stopping him any way he can. So I know I always like that one. I mean, Revenge of the Sith in general.
I mean,
it's just like, yeah.
That is just a great Star Wars moment in of itself.
Yeah. Well, apart from when you can't stop Anakin from, you know, balls and everything out, but
no matter how much you scream at that screen, he's just gonna...
Or stare at him and try and be like, use your mind powers and be like, don't do it. I don't, I think that one would be a pretty high one actually for me, that fight, because even though it's really quick, it's just how precise everything is. Oh, it's so tasty. So I think I'll choose that one.
Yeah.
Because all the other ones I can think of aren't like gripping. They're like, oh, you know, I enjoyed that, but it's not like how I felt when I watched that one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's fair enough. Good moments.
Right. Okay. So speaking of Revenge of the Sith, if you could change one thing or one scene in that film, what would it be?
I would want... So can this be like adding in a scene that was deleted, or...?
It can be... Yeah, it can be adding in a scene that's deleted, adding in something that you think should have happened instead. Maybe a different reaction of a character, or something just, you know...
I mean, I'd love to see the original fight between Anakin and Dooku.
Wasn't that like really, really fleshed out?
It's the one where he blinds Dooku as well, and it's the one where like drops the lightsaber and then catches it again. And that was really cool.
Showing off, really.
Yeah. But I do like the battle we got anyway. I'd love to have seen the extended version of the fight in Palpatine's office. Sure, the Jedi Masters is a bit better than, you know, even though they were caught off guard. You know, they weren't expecting that. They were expecting a fight. They were not expecting what they got. They were like, we maybe should have come a bit more prepared for this. In hindsight, maybe not. But I think the scene I would love to see added is when Obi-Wan goes to Padme when he's looking for Anakin, and he says to her that he knows about their relationship, and the only reason he's never said anything is because she made Anakin happy, and he liked seeing that happiness. I would have loved to have seen that. Because that was
really sweet though.
that would have added so much that. I mean, it's kind of clear that Obi-Wan knows anyway,
Yeah.
but having that confirmation and that he valued Anakin's happiness above telling the Order
Yeah.
and doing what he's been told his entire life.
He's not Snake.
He just valued seeing someone he considered his brother
Yeah.
happy. So I think
Aw.
seeing that would add a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's so annoying, really, when you think about the whole like code that they go by, that basically says that you can't have this, you can't have that.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like fundamental things that you probably need to really have a happy life.
Yeah. That would be a
Damn.
good addition. I had to get my questions back up. Okay. So, which character do you find yourself relating to the most?
Ooh. Out of any.
Out of any character. So any character you just feel like,
Aww.
yeah, I get that.
To be honest, I could say a lot though. The annoying thing is that I don't really know some of the characters well enough to be like, oh yeah, I'm just like him.
Yeah.
Or I'm just like them. I'm trying to think.
Could just be like moments where they've done something you're like, yeah. Like, that's, yeah.
I mean, to be honest.
Or something they say, or.
To be honest, Obi-Wan, throughout a lot of it, just being so done with Anakin. I mean, yeah, I feel that.
That's fair. It's like, what stupid thing has he done today? It's kind of like, I'll pay for the damages, just, you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because I'd like to say, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm just like Obi-Wan, and like, because he's one of the main ones, really.
But I mean, it's like, not saying like you're just like them, but who they do things that you relate to that you like.
But it's like, I would like to say that I'm like some of the more lesser known ones, so I don't know, I like, I'm trying to think really, because even though I like Luminara and I like, yeah, I do obviously like Ahsoka because she's a Togruta anyway, but I'm not like them in the sense of Luminara is very level-headed and like she's very calm and calculated, which I'm not really. I think it maybe kind of like Ahsoka in a way that I'd like to say I'm quite ambitious.
Yeah.
And maybe if there's something that I'm not don't quite agree with, I'm like, oh, maybe not. You know. I'd love to say I'm like Ventress, but I'm really not.
I think we'd all love to say we're like Ventress, but.
I don't really know. It's difficult to kind of say that about yourself.
Yeah.
I could probably say, like, you're like Obi-Wan.
In what way?
Snarky.
Oh, that's fair.
And
I'll come back for everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's fair.
You probably get yourself into trouble by saying the wrong thing, like.
Oh yeah.
You know, like he does quite a few times. But yeah, I don't think there's one character that I'm like I mainly kind of see myself in. I'd say it's a mixture of a few, really.
That's fair.
But yeah. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay, done that one. That one. 3 more. Okay, so
maybe we'll have a look, see how we're doing for time, and then.
Okay, yeah, sure. If you could choose a Jedi to be a Padawan to, who would it be?
Interesting. So any Jedi at all?
I would say we stick to prequels.
Stick to prequel era, okay.
Just because you know about a billion more.
That is true.
And you'll pull a name out of nowhere, and I have no idea who they are, and I'll go, oh yeah, interesting,
Yeah.
cool.
That is fair. I mean, most people would say someone probably like, obviously Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon, because, I mean,
Yeah.
Qui-Gon would seem like a very good master anyway, and his view on the Force and the Jedi is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I could ever survive being Windu's Padawan.
He seems very, very strict.
I mean, he probably isn't. I mean, he has his moments of that, and he obviously has his moments of more personal level, but yeah, I think I'd annoy him too much. I think I'd get on Windu's nerves, in all honesty. Same with Dooku. I don't think I could, like, I agree with some things Dooku says and his view of things,
Yeah, yeah.
but I don't think I could be his Padawan. I think, again, I'd annoy him too much. I think he'd probably push me out an airlock
Oh.
and say it was an accident. I think, I think if Palpatine told him to kill a Jedi, I'd be like, I've already done it. It's done.
Or I've got my eyes set on one.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
He's like, don't worry, I know which one. Again, I don't think I could put up with Yoda. I don't. I
The way that
don't
he
think.
speaks would confuse me. So yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I could just sit there and deal with him. I think the other way around, it'd be me and him. Like, we're on two different wavelengths. Quinlan would be an interesting one. As much as he's quite snarky and outlandish, I think it could just be a bit of a laugh. But there'd then be the serious notes in there.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be an interesting one to be a Padawan too.
Okay.
Especially because I don't think I'd fall into the having. We discussed this the other day where I said, "Oh, do you think you'd have a clone legion if you were a Jedi?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't think I'd end up. I don't think I'd be trusted with a clone legion to be there. I don't think." So that one I think could be an interesting one. But then under that one as well, I
Yeah.
could say Ayla as well because Quinlan trained Ayla. And
So they'd have like similar.
yeah. So I think there would be similarities there.
I
But
think
so probably one of those two.
Quinlan's quite an interesting one because you said that he was sent on stuff that no one really wanted to go on.
Did a lot of dirty work.
So that could be quite interesting, like contrast to a lot of the other ones that are like, oh, we're do-gooders type,
Yeah.
type thing. Whereas Quinlan's like, oh, I've got the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yay. But
I think to be a pretty interesting one.
yeah.
Let's see.
Oh God. Please be nice.
So, out of any villain in Star Wars, which one would you say is the most interesting to you?
Any.
Yeah, any villain that you like. This one, and by villain I don't mean they necessarily do bad. They're just perceived as bad to the audience. So that could be, say, any Sith that we know maybe deep down could be redeemed or something, but the audience is meant to view them as bad.
Okay.
So it's like, say, even if you play as a bad person in a game, even though you would see the faction you're doing as good, to everyone else you are perceived as bad.
Because there's some Sith that are like, well, you're not really bad though, are you? It's like Lana.
Yeah.
She's not bad. But she's in the Sith category, which is, you instantly think, oh, bad person.
She has done bad things. Killing a few unarmed people here and there.
But she's allowed to. We'll ignore that.
Yeah, we'll ignore that. She can do what she wants.
So that interests me specifically, like, I mean, Valkyrie is very cool.
He is.
But like, all of his stuff it's kind of laid out anyway. So as much as he would interest me, there's not much more for me to be interested in, if that makes sense.
There's been a lot of
his story's already been explained. Fully.
There's probably like a few little things here and there, but like we know the majority. We know kind of how it goes.
I mean, to be honest, it would probably, you probably already know, it'd probably be like Ventress.
I was thinking you might say Ventress.
But to be honest as well, thinking about her, I'm quite intrigued by Dooku.
Yeah.
Because of the shift from Jedi to Sith. but he still remains like that shift didn't make him. I mean, I don't know how often it is that maybe a Jedi turns Sith and they then kind of become a bit of a scumbag.
Yeah.
Like rather than being, um, uh, what would you call it? Like chivalrous, I guess.
Yeah.
Like they go from that to then being dirty. Well, he just doesn't. He just remains the same. He's just his views have changed.
He did do some underhanded things though, but he still did kind of keep that not honourable streak.
Yeah,
He
that's
kept
what
his
I mean.
demeanour in a way. He was,
Yeah,
and his views still weren't wrong.
but like you say though, the way that he holds himself and the way that he presents himself seems
Yeah.
very. It's
He's still very charismatic.
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say.
Also, he does seem to care a bit.
Well, that's
It's
what
like-
I mean. Yeah,
Personally, I really, and you kind of see, he didn't really want to kill Ventress. When he was given the order, he was kind of. It didn't seem like something he was very happy to do.
yeah.
And whether that was for his own game because he enjoyed having the assassin and the protection and an apprentice who was powerful, or if it was the fact of maybe he did actually care.
Yeah,
I mean, reading Dooku Jedi Lost was pretty interesting on his perspective and
that's something I'll probably need to read.
the way he was with his family and stuff, and it was interesting. But that is a very good villain to you.
I mean, as well, would you class Mother Talzin as one or not really? Because she's not really on
Yes.
either side.
I would, due to the fact of she was going to sacrifice a bunch of innocent people
Okay, well,
and was kidnapping them and for her own power, and
that's the thing as well. Like,
so
you don't
yeah.
really know that much about Night Sister magic and how she kind of, like, how
Yeah.
she became like, like the mother of their
I'll say that
clan, I guess.
their way of using the Force is still highly unexplored.
Yeah,
Because whilst you have the Jedi who flow in one with it and believe it is something that goes along with them, and the Sith see it as like a tool to dominate and put your make it do your bidding, it does seem more dark side in essence though.
it seems more kind of necromancy.
Yes, it seems more like it is more of a perversion of the Force.
Like a
More they've corrupted it
Yeah.
and twisted it into something it shouldn't be, and then
Yeah.
forcing it back into the universe.
I mean, it's also that it's got a not a physical form, but you can see
Yeah.
it.
Though then again, it could be the perversion of the Force, or it could be its more natural essence and its chaotic side.
Yeah. I mean, it's green as well. That's usually
Yeah.
an indication of something.
We need more of a proper in-depth look and analysis and deep dive into. But interesting villains anyway. So some good choices there.
Yeah. I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Should
Right.
we do one more each?
Um.
Then we've done 4 each.
Yes. Actually, I like this one. So yes. So, if you could pick a force specialization,
Okay.
got there in the end, what would it be? And bearing in mind, I know you know what these are, so
Okay.
I'd like you to say the ones that come to mind. I mean, I know there's like being able to kind of communicate with animals.
Okay.
I know there's the one that Cal has where you see the
psychometry.
memories. So like all those things. I don't know if you know
Okay.
many more, or you could even make one up.
Okay, different specializations within the Force.
Yeah, something that's specific to you that you think, yeah, that would work. Like,
I mean, animal communication would be great.
oh yeah, absolutely.
That one I've got to say.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'd
Yeah.
go
Obviously, it varies from person to person.
for. But like,
Some people may have more aspects with the more healing side and be able to, not commune with life, but use the Force to kind of stabilize and
yeah,
not going Plagueis levels of creating life and
not being literally God.
Yeah, Plagueis levels of creating life is highly debatable. Could he actually? Could he not?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's the whole thing.
Pretty much not in a way of perfecting it, but getting there. That's a whole other thing. I'm just not going to get into.
Probably hear the confusion on my face then. To be honest, like, huh?
But I think healing would be interesting. Being able to go into that aspect of the Force and naturally not heal fully, but mend in a way. And
Would it almost be like a not a manipulation of time, but in a way, you know what I mean? Like as in
kind of, but more like
rewriting
regenerating in a way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
One I would actually like is one that Jace has in Old Republic, where she can see a person's true nature just by looking at them.
Oh, I like that. Oh wow.
Because that's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
Because you can't hide anything.
Plus, if no one knew,
Exactly.
you could instantly be like, not sure about that person.
That's why hers is a very interesting one of she already knows what a person is like and up to. So that was the thing with Darth Barris' spy network.
Yeah.
Why he was so afraid that it was going to get exposed was because the Jedi literally had a person who could expose his plans.
Okay, that's fair.
Because the Council couldn't do anything without proof.
Yeah.
She could give them the proof.
Oh.
So that I think could be a very interesting ability to have.
I don't think I've even heard of that, to be honest, before.
And you have played that story.
Oh.
Oh. The Sith Warrior story is one you have played.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the ones you've completed.
Yep, it is actually. I just can't remember anything.
That's why Jacer is very important in Chapter 1.
I don't even remember being in it. Oh, that's terrible.
You might want to play through that again.
But anyway,
yeah.
That sounds cool.
So yeah, I'll probably have to go with that one or the animal one.
Yeah. Are there many more of those? Apart
It's
from
more
like animals, memories, healing.
There are unique Force abilities, like I mean, some that haven't been shown in new canon but are in Legends, like Force Fire, for example.
Isn't that like you got flamethrower from your hand?
Kinda. Plo's Force Judgment, which is a more Jedi version of Force Lightning.
Is it a different colour?
Yellow.
Yeah, okay.
Which it also, whilst it was said to kind of hurt the opponent, it kind of more restrained and paralysed they couldn't be a threat. Whereas Force Lightning literally like flays the skin and melts, and it's
Is it
Judgment
like a taser?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So Judgment was more, and it didn't. Whereas Lightning more came from the hatred and the anger and the want to cause pain.
Oh yeah.
Judgment came from the desire to stop someone for justice and to prevent them from causing harm. And
okay.
then you also have stuff like Emerald Lightning, which we see Mother Talzin use, and stuff like that.
I thought it was what Luke used.
Luke in Legends had used lightning and other forms of things. Luke used a lot in Legends. He was just a powerhouse.
Luke was just a different
He
breed.
was just built different in Legends. So.
Oh.
Last one. What? Should I do something a bit easier?
Please.
Okay. So, if you could speak to any Star Wars character for a day.
Oh.
You can only pick one character.
One.
To speak to and have a conversation with and ask them some things.
You know what's really weird? The first character that actually popped into my mind instantly was Plo.
That's fair.
I feel like...
I think you have a really nice conversation with Plo.
Yeah. I feel like he... Yeah. I feel like he'd just be a really, really nice person to talk to. I think he would be able to differentiate from, like, you know, being a Jedi and being just, like, not normal, but kind of not having to constantly live by all those rules and stuff. The fact of his clones are, I don't know if they've called themselves it, but the fact they're called the Wolfpack and Plo's Bros, like, you wouldn't be able to call yourself that if the person you worked under wasn't at least a little bit, you know, just chill and kind of easy going.
Also, I think it was just Plo's kind nature.
Well, yeah, that's the
He
thing.
was,
From what we've seen him interact with Ahsoka, it just seems like he just seems safe.
he's like everyone's dad.
Yeah, I think yeah.
You know.
So, I think because my brain instantly was like him, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna have to go for Plo. I think.
I think that'd be a really interesting conversation.
Like as much as I'd love to talk to probably all of them anyway.
Yeah.
I
You'd
don't
love
know.
to like sit down and have a drink with Obi-Wan and
Yeah.
catch up with Anakin, and
I don't know. I think Anakin would just intimidate me, to be honest.
I think a bit of a sit down with Sidious might be interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
What, going to the opera with him?
No.
Just whispering in your ear, like, please.
So I already know the tragedy of Darth Plagueis, though. Sit
Oh.
down, enjoy the show. But I think more Sidious as Emperor, I think, would be interesting.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
kind of like, so what is your long-term goal here? You got the Empire, you got your Death Stars. I mean, one got blown up and the other one's about to be. Let's just ignore that. What's your... Before you get thrown down this reactor pit,
What,
have a one-on-one, yeah. Vader's still holding him. So how are you doing?
Can I just ask a few questions quick? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me just hold him up here.
Like, what's your long-term plan now? I mean, it's not looking great for you. So just before you get thrown down there, any regrets? Any last minutes? Well, I wish this turned out differently.
Well, I didn't see this in the future, but hey ho, we're here now.
Imagine catching Plo just before the ship gets shot at in Order 66.
No,
Like,
that's horrible.
in hindsight, maybe you should barrel roll. You just give him a heads up, like, leave. Get out of the system. Don't fly downwards. Fly up, leave. Turn around, shoot them. Save yourself.
Please, for no reason whatsoever, just don't go there,
Yeah.
please.
That'd be interesting. But yeah, I mean, we got through less questions than I thought we'd need today.
Oh.
Yep. But it's good that it's a bit of a longer video today. Just get something here in the background to listen to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we have more questions. There will be more of these.
Oh yeah, we could. I mean, even though I didn't like some of the questions, I didn't use them. I could easily think of others.
Yeah. And there'll be more people. We already have another person lined up.
Yeah. Hopefully that one will be quite funny, to be honest. I hope so.
I'm worried for some of his questions.
Well, you just have to tell him to keep it PG. Because
Yep.
he's quite a character.
Oh
to
boy,
say
is
the
he.
least.
But that is all we have time for today. Thank you for watching, or listening, or both, I
Probably
guess.
watching. No, listening.
They watch the words.
Yes. Nice.
But yeah, so we'll do another one of this. And again, completely unscripted. But thank you for watching from both of us.
Yeah, thank you as well. It was fun to be here.
And stay safe out there, Star Wars fans. And I will see you all in the next one.